So we're on to character 6 of our Magic Realm series, who is the dwarf. So this should be an interesting one. The dwarf has a very serious disadvantage, which is short legs. So they only get the basic phases. They don't get the sunlight phases. In effect, this means they get half the number of actions throughout the game than the other characters. This is partially offset by the cave knowledge advantage, which allows them to roll 1 die instead of 2 inside of caves. And also, the dwarf is one of the most powerful combat characters with the best move in the game, which is a duck T3, T speed 3. Of course, when you're using it, you have to maneuver yourself in the duck space, so it's not very good against character versus character combat. But against monsters, he's quite a formidable force. So we'll see how this goes. It might be a quick one. We'll start with the guard, with the idea that we might be able to trade with them, get an extra helmet. We'll fetch inventory from random locations. And for victory points, I'm going to go with fame and notoriety here. I think I'll go do 3 fame, 2 notoriety. I could do some gold. The only problem with that is, with our short legs, we may not be able to make it back to a dwelling at the end of the game to sell everything. So it might be safer just to stick with fame and notoriety. So this would be 30 fame and 40 notoriety. Let me just put that over here. And we'll go ahead and let the game set up the board. And let's see where we started. So we're all the way over here in Dark Valley. This is actually a very nice spot for the dwarf. We're near ruins, which does have a cave clearing. If we're lucky, there will be a treasure location there. And then caverns as well. If we miss on finding anything interesting in ruins or cavern, then we need to go a little bit further. We'll come through here, Awful Valley, Borderlands. Take a quick look at our card here. We have no relationship with the soldiers, so we're neutral with them. But they are somebody we could potentially trade to or even battle. And Borderlands is another group of cave clearings. I'm not expecting to get much further than Borderlands this game with our short legs, but we'll see. So for the first day, what I'm going to do is a couple of trade actions. Let's see what the guard has, if they have any treasures which might be of use. And we may just try and pick up an extra helmet if they can sell it to us for a good price. So day 1 is just a couple of trades. It is possible that the patrol might show up, who we are neutral with. But even if they do show up, even with our short stumpy legs, we can run from them pretty easily. Their horses are very slow. So 2 trades for day 1. So trading with the GHQ. Let's see what they have. Ooh, they have the Shielded Lantern. Now this, of course, is amazing for the dwarf. But we would need a price times 1 in order to buy this. I might have to come back for it. I'm sort of willing to try. We could take a look at the trade table here. To get price times 1, I think we need a 1 and a 2 or 1 and 1. I'm actually not sure. Let's take a quick look at the rules here. Go down to the tables. It's here. And the friendly, we would need an opportunity. Yeah, so we would need to roll snake eyes. Take a price times 1. So that's basically not going to happen. So I think we have to come back for the Shielded Lantern, but certainly worthwhile, particularly if we find good things in the caverns. So instead, I think I'm going to go for the helmet, which we could pick up at price times 2, and that will keep us alive. We will not buy drinks. 20 gold's too expensive, so we'll say no deal. Of course, the other option would be to trade our helmet in kind. Does that help? Actually, I don't think it does. because we're still at 15 gold. We would need 16 to get that shielded lantern at price times 2. So again, we'll go for a helmet. So we could buy it now for 10 gold. We did get price times 2. I think we will. Just having an extra helmet to throw on is pretty important. You're going to be ducking under your helmet for most of the combats, so your helmets tend to get damaged and destroyed. That's the end of day 1. Nothing shows up. We're just here with our friends, the guard, so we'll end combat. All right, day 2. I think we're going into the ruins. I think we move and do a single hide, just in case a pack of goblins shows up. So we'll move once and then we'll hide. That's day 2. All right, so we hid successfully with another 1 and 2. Rolling well so far. And nothing shows up in our clearing. But we do have altar here. We have the altar and we have Smoke Sea. Let's take a quick look at those things. So Smoke Sea is a heavy dragon, followed by a tremendous dragon. Those are both pretty good things for us to fight, actually. Yeah, I think we would like to fight both of those things. I think that's it. Yeah, Smoke Sea is just those 2 dragons. And then the altar has 4 large treasures and 2 spells we don't care about. And it has a this demon protecting it. Now, demon is interesting. We would have to survive a Power of the Pit attack, because that V2 is going to hit us on turn 1. Once that happens, they flip and pick us up, and then we're fine. I think we're in pretty good shape. We're ducking out of the way and covering our maneuver with our axe. So it's basically taking a Power of the Pit roll. We can take a look at that table. Here it is, Power of the Pit. All right, so on a 6, that's the most likely. I think that's 1 out of 3. All of the target's active armor counters suffer damage. That's not terrible. On a 5, all of the target's active magic chits become fatigued. That would be nothing for us. Blight. All of the target's active chits that show effort asterisks become wounded. Okay, so this would be a problem. Because actually, if we get blighted, then he picks us up and kills us, I believe. I don't think we would have a chance at that point, because we would not be able to play our duck. Terror. Each character in the clearing must wound all of his light and medium strength, move and fight chits. That would not matter. 2, carried away. The target is instantly killed. Obviously bad. And 1, Snake Eyes. All unhidden characters, native and monsters in the clearing are killed. Yeah, so there's basically 3 things on this chart that would end up in our death. So, and then there's 3 that basically don't matter. I could work out the probabilities. I do want to fight these dragons. I sort of want to loot the altar. If we could find something, a large treasure to sell, we could bring it back to the guard, pick up the shielded lantern before going to the caverns. I think we risk it. There's no glory without some risk, so let's give it a try. So I'm going to move into the altar and we'll do a search. We're gonna have to do this without hiding, unfortunately, because otherwise you're going to spend your entire game just hiding and searching on the altar. Okay, so we move to the ruins. We search. We're trying to find a treasure location. Roll of 6, so nothing. Monster die roll of 1 is a dragon. So here we go, our first combat. And I think we're fine here. So we're going to take the dragon on our sheet. And we don't need to do any particular actions here. We're going to target the dragon. We're going to put it up here. We're going to put our axe down here. First round, it doesn't matter because we have length on the dragon, so we'll use a H6. And then we're going to duck. So here, the dragon can't undercut us. If they end up in the duck and smash, where they line up with us, we line up as well, and we kill it before it hurts us. And that's exactly what happens. So we have a dead dragon here. I think that's fine. 5 fame and 5 notoriety. So a good start to the game. We'll do another couple searches here. Let's see if we get carried away by a demon here. Looks like demons might show up here, so this could be another short game, but we'll see. Nothing and nothing. And indeed, we have a tremendous tremendous unarmored demon here. There's not much for us to do here besides just hope that the Power of the Pit attack is one of the 3 options which doesn't do anything to us. But we'll see. Don't need to alert a weapon or anything here. Again, it doesn't really matter. In fact, I don't think we need to maneuver this turn because it's going to hit us regardless. So we'll just go ahead and swing our axe at it. Any of these would do. We'll just choose this T6 here. And we got lucky. So we got a forget, the 5 on the chart. All the target's active magic chits become fatigued, which is 0. And nothing happens. So a little bit of luck. Unfortunately, the demon did switch positions, so we're no longer lined up with the demon. We can't undercut it. But now we're perfectly safe. It's picked us up, so combat's never going to end. And all we have to do is continue to target the demon, and we need to cover our maneuver here. So we're going to duck. Can't undercut us, and we're going to cover ourselves with our now alerted axe. And any of these will do. We'll go ahead and use the fight H6 so we won't fatigue anything. If the demon ends up down here, we will line up with it and kill it first because our attacks are the same speed and our length is longer. Otherwise, it will miss us and combat will continue. So we'll see how many turns this takes. Right. Doesn't move. I don't think combat will end here. It shouldn't because they've picked us up. And round 3, it moves into our in line with our axe here, and we kill it before it manages to hit us. So that's a dead demon. So far so good. So we got another 8 fame, 8 notoriety from that. I think we do stay here and continue to search the altar. We do want that dragon to show up. Although this dragon is not quite as a sure thing as the other dragon. And the reason for that is it's longer than us, so its head attack I think is the same as a greatsword or broadsword, which is longer than the axe. But this is okay. I think the worst that happens is we lose a helmet and take a wound, but I think we'll kill this dragon without too much trouble. So we're going to stay here for 2 reasons. 1, to try and find this altar and pick up a large treasure. And secondly, we want that dragon to show up for more fame and notoriety. All right, so searching for treasure locations. Nothing, nothing. Monster die roll of 4, which should be nothing. Day 6. Another 2 searches. Nothing, nothing, and a monster die roll of 6. So now we're down to day 7. So this is interesting in that the demon could show up again on a die roll of 2. Also, Conqueror has appeared. I don't, I almost never do these quest or campaign chits. And we're certainly not going to do it as the dwarf. But I think we risk it. We're going to stay here for another few days. See if one of the two good things happens. We find the altar or a dragon comes. Get a monster die roll of 1, so we are going to get a dragon. I think we're going to get the heavy dragon again because they're going to recycle. Oh, we found the altar. Fantastic. So now we get to loot it. There are four treasures on the altar. They're all large, so we need 4 or less. No luck. And yes, indeed, we do get the heavy dragon. So this should be another fairly easy fight. I think the only thing that happens here is we get tired out if we fail to line up with it. So again, turn 1, length trumps speed, so we'll just use H6 here. And of course we're ducking every turn. And we miss it. So now we start having to fatigue things every other round, which is fine. Just means we have to use something with an asterisk on it. So like this T6 is fine. And of course we duck. Doesn't move. And so we fatigue something. This prevents combat from ending. Let's take a look at what we want to fatigue first. Let's fatigue this H5 fight. This turn we don't need to fatigue anything. So use our fight H6 and our duck. And finally, the dragon comes down to our where we're positioned. So we're both speed 4. Tie is broken by the length of the axe, and we killed the dragon. Another 5 fame and 5 notoriety. Up to 1818, not too bad. We have found the altar, so we definitely want to stay here until we get at least 1 treasure. Nothing. All right. I think we're staying here till day 14 at least, and then maybe changing our mind. There still is another dragon that could show up. So that's another reason to wait here. All right, so loot the altar. Nothing. And we found, looks like we found the remains of the thief. So we got a curse here. That's not great. But we did find what is considered one of the best items in the game, which is the lucky charm, where you roll 1 die on all rolls. And the living sword is also interesting in that it gives us some speed in our attack, which we don't otherwise have. But let's see what curse we get here. The dwarf is cursed with disgust, making fame worthless. So this is a big problem for us. We got to get to the order, the chapel, to get that curse removed, and we're slow. Looks like we have to go through Borderlands here. And let's see. Borderlands out this way through the inn, and then over to the order. There's the caves nearby there. So, let's see, we're in, let's say done here. And we do want to activate that lucky charm for sure. So the question is, we're day 10. How many days is it going to take us to get to the chapel? And do you want to try and get that shielded lantern before we go? We would have to sell the lucky charm. Actually, would we? We have 20 gold right now. We can actually sell the living sword. So actually we could just go get it pretty easily. And hold on to the lucky charm. Actually, with the lucky charm, we could also try and pull another couple treasures off of the altar. So maybe we do that first. I'm just looking here. 1, 2, 4, 5. So 8 days with our stubby legs to get to the chapel. So that takes us from day 10 to day 18 or so. So I think we still have some time, but we're gonna have to go a little bit quicker. Let's go get that shielded lantern, because I think that's really gonna improve our chances here. Actually, before we do that, let's search another turn or two at least, depending on our luck here. See if we can pull another couple treasures off with our rolling 1 die. 2, but the demon is dead. She rolled a 5, another 5, so I think we'll do that one more day. Day 11, 2 more searches. A 4, and there's a 1. So we got the Bejeweled Dwarf Vest. This is really nice. It's also appropriate, seeing as we're the dwarf. H armor versus thrust. I don't think we care about that, but what is really nice about this is we'll be able to sell it to the soldiers for not only 27 gold, but also 10 fame, and they'll become friendly with us. So we could potentially consider hiring them. You know, hiring them is not a terrible idea, because we can follow the SHQ. We could also hire the guard. Let's hire the soldiers. I think having the extra man will be useful. You know, we don't need the tremendous damage from the great swordsman. We already provide that. So let's hire the soldiers. We'll sell them the Bejeweled Dwarf Vest. There are 2 more treasures here. Just wondering whether it's worthwhile to spend another turn. No, another issue is it's going to take some time to actually get a good trade roll with the guard. I'm going to spend 1 more day here. Again, if the dragon shows up, it's a good thing. There's 2 treasures. There's a 1 out of 3 chance that we get another treasure. And it might be something worthwhile, particularly being a large treasure. So 2 more searches. This will be it. We'll have to move on after this for sure. Alright, loot the altar. 3 is nothing, and 4 is nothing, so no luck. And no dragon. So that's unfortunate. Now we have to move back to the guardhouse. We're gonna try and get that bejeweled... we're gonna try and get the shielded lantern. Do we really want it? Or, I mean... the other option is to make our way to the soldiers right now and sort of use the SHQ as a way to get around the board a little bit faster. I guess it would sort of depend on what's in the cavern. Because if there's a really good treasure location in the cavern, for instance, we might want to pick up the shielded lantern to loot it more efficiently. But maybe we just move on. We'll be 2 more days in the ruins here, regardless, so the dragon may show up while we're moving through here. I think we have to move on. Get the soldier HQ as quickly as possible. So, say goodbye to the shielded lantern. One of the better items for a dwarf for sure, but I mean, that's at least 3 days to move there, trade for it, move back. So I think that's 3 days we can't spare right now. And I think we're leaving the caverns too then, and we're headed for the chapel and hoping the caves have something good. Or we find something in Borderlands on the way. We have to decide whether we can take out the rogues or not. It would be a risk, I think. Although, maybe not too bad. We'd have to take 4 ourselves. With the living sword, we're taking them out pretty well. Yeah, I mean, I think we'd be okay with their helmets. So that's an interesting thing. We might be able to take out the rogues on the way. So that would mean selling everything else to the rogues. All right, I guess we're leaving. A little bit unfortunate, but we're moving this way towards the soldiers. See if we get a dragon on the way. Die roll of 6, so nothing. We're in the caves, where we like to be. Day 14, so again, the demon may respawn here, but they'll come to the altar first. And we're no longer on the altar. And there's gray magic all over the board. I didn't mention that, but there was black and white magic on the board on day 7. It doesn't do a whole lot for us. All right, day 14, it's a 6, so nothing. And that's our last day in the ruins. And on writing for day 15, halfway through the game here. I'm gonna go to the soldiers. Let me, let's see what shows up the soldiers. The woodfolk, the patrol. We're unfriendly with the woodfolk, so they would definitely battle us, and that's not great. Because we can't run from them. I think they'd be a problem for us. We could buy them drinks. We buy the soldiers drinks. Maybe we should have done one more search before we left here. So then we would be here, and we would end in Off Valley 2, be able to move in and trade. I guess we're just moving in there. We can't really waste time here. And we'll just buy drinks, I think. Yeah, let's buy drinks. Let's not risk it. So it's 4 gold down, but nothing else shows up. And now we have a one day, or first day here to trade higher. We'll see if we get lucky. We are rolling 1 die, which should be helpful. All right, so we're gonna sell to SHQ here. I think we're just selling the Bejeweled Dwarf Vest. I think we're hanging on to everything else. We might sell additional things to the rogues, but for now, we just want to sell the Bejeweled Dwarf Vest. We'll get 10 fame. And because we have the, I think we have Grudges Gratitude, they'll become friendly with us. So 27 gold. And now we have 43. And now we get to try and hire them on the friendly table. Now buying drinks is interesting. So I'm going to take a look at the higher table here and just think about that for a second, because it might be worthwhile. Only costs 4. So we're rolling 1 die. With ally, we get price times 2 or better on 1 to 3. And on friendly, we get price times 2 on 2 or 3. We could also take a boon potentially as an ally. I think it is worthwhile to spend the 4 gold here. Make them allied. And there we go, price times 1, 10 gold. Yes, we'll hire them. So this is fantastic. And nothing shows up. And let's get our Soldier HQ up here. I think we're actually going to be following SHQ for a while. Although we're diving right into the caves here. So maybe we don't need to yet. Yeah, maybe we actually SHQ follows us. So if we hit, like, goblins, get 2 stacks of goblins, we're going to be very upset. We could stop in Pine Woods and see what's here, and then move in there with a hide. Might be smart to do that. So that means we would follow SHQ, I guess. Could do a few extra hides. I don't know, are 3 hides at 2 dice better than 1 hide at 1 die? I think yes, actually. So hide, move. Just wasting, sort of wasting a day here, but making sure we get into Borderlands with 1 hide. Just, you know, so we know it's there. It could be the last city. There could be a million things in there. Basically, I'm worried about goblins. Alright, so we're following SHQ. And SHQ's hide, move. And hide. Move. Why is this not working? I think I am glitching out a little bit here. Okay, that seemed to work. And before we leave our hirelings behind, let's make sure they're assigned to us. So we're going to assign the 3 who aren't SHQ to the dwarf. Oh, I still have to send the dwarf here. Alright, SHQ is being followed by the dwarf. So SHQ is going to hide 3 times, failed, succeeded. And we're not going to leave the dwarf behind. Ruins W. It's wolves. It's not really great. They don't show up though. And now I think we'll do the opposite. Yeah, the dwarf is going to move, hide, and SHQ can follow the dwarf. And we do hide. And there are dragons here. Not much else though. I think we're fine fighting the dragons. Yeah, I think we're totally fine fighting them. So we'll have to figure out here. I think for one thing, SHQ can take 1 perfectly safely. No, that's not right. Sorry. Heavy vulnerability, so they can't take 1. But turn 1, my pikemen can take 1 each safely. Now, this is one case where we do not want to deploy. if we're using the pikemen to lure the dragons, then we don't want them to flip because they'll get undercut. So I think we just take one dragon on each pikeman's sheet, and then I'll take a swing, and then we'll think about a different deployment strategy next turn. So this is perfectly safe. If they line up, then the pikemen get the dragon before the dragon gets the pikemen. And otherwise, they miss each other. No deployment. I could alert my... Yeah, it doesn't matter. So I'll assign a target to one of these H dragons. And positioning, I'll just swing in a different position. Then the pikemen just cover a different area here. And we'll see what happens. Alright, so we got the top one. Looks like the dwarf got it. And the other dragon flipped, which is nice actually. They become less dangerous on that side. So now I think we do pile on to this dragon. So we'll go ahead and do the deployment trick, which we're talking about on the forums at BGG. So we'll skip luring, and instead we'll deploy everybody, and the last person we deploy will be the target. I think that will be a pikeman. They might flip, but I think they're the most expendable of the four. So we'll deploy the crossbowmen on their H1 side. Deploy SHQ. This doesn't matter too much. I think the T4 side actually is better. Then we'll deploy the two pikemen, and we're deploying them both on their faster H6-4 side. And actually, I probably should have alerted my axe here. So I think that's a slight misplay there. We'll see if it matters. I will double up, I think, where well, they're going to reposition, but... So here, the issue being that now I need to use fight H4. To sort of cover that position, and we'll have to fatigue something. I think that's okay. But definitely a waste of resources. And we got him. Looks like he didn't flip, so no. The pikeman was in no danger from the light damage. And who got them? Looks like SHQ did. I do have to fatigue. Here, I'll fatigue one of my two fight T5s, and I'll take back my fight H5. All right, day 19. Nothing here. Say Stink Sea was trolls, I think. They only draw once per turn. We would get two heavy trolls, which I think we could definitely take. I think that's it for this area. So hide, move, I guess. We're going this way, past the rogues. I'll have to think about whether we want to fight the rogues or not. I'm going to do it just for fun. So again, I think SHQ will follow the dwarf here. And the dwarf is going to hide, move. I'm hiding in the caves, although it doesn't matter in this case, because we do have the lucky charm, so we're rolling one die regardless. And SHQ can follow. Oh, that's not right. It's this one, follow the dwarf. Failed to hide, and then moved. And nothing shows up. So I think we hide, move here. We're neutral with the rogues. I think the only thing we would sell to the rogues would be the Lucky Charm. And maybe my axe, actually. Although we'd have to find it, get it back in the pile to have the ability to kill heavy armored things. We're day 20 though. Let's think about this. We move here and sell to the rogues. It's actually gonna take us 2 days to do that, I think. Actually not sure about this rule. If you're following SHQ and they record a trade, can you take it? I don't think you can, but we could try that. I think moving there, then probably hiding and moving there, then trading with them, maybe trade alert our living sword, and then we try and fight them. Should be an interesting fight. So it's like 2 days, gets us to day 22. Then we go over to the order. Well, then we loot a bunch of stuff. And then we go to the order and sell to them. So I think we kind of end the game at the chapel after looting a bunch of stuff from the rogues. How are we doing with fame? 38. So actually we've met our goals. And killing the rogues will definitely help our notoriety. Alright, so I think we sell the axe. So you do a little bit of rearrangement here. We're going to activate Living Sword. We're going to deactivate the Lucky Charm. Yeah, we're going to sell the Lucky Charm and the axe. So the dwarf is going to follow SHQ. And SHQ is going to move over to the RHQ, hide a couple times, and move over there. Say move, hide, failed, hide succeeded, and move. We're not buying drinks because we're hidden. It's the end of that turn. All right, so day 21. So here we're going to trade with them. The game's getting very slow right now. I don't know why. To trade, sell all that stuff, or sell those two things to them, and do an alert. Alert the Living Sword. That's what we're going to use to fight them. SHQ doesn't really have anything to do. You can just throw some hides in here. And there's purple magic on the board, day 21. All right, so here we go. Trading. We're selling the Great Axe and the Lucky Charm. We'll save our extra helmet because we're going to need that in this combat. There's some gold. And then we'll go ahead and alert the Living Sword to its faster L2 side. Soldier HQ just hides, doesn't do anything. And the patrol showed up. So that's interesting. We could actually fight them as well. I'm wondering if I should actually save and reload this game. But let's see if we can get through his combat. So do we buy drinks for the troll? If we were going to fight the patrol, I think they're a little bit easier. I'm not sure, actually. And the SHQ can take one of them perfectly safely. And then I think the dwarf would have to take the other two. Or maybe the, actually I think the pikeman could take one out round one. Let's not buy drinks, and if they battle us, we might actually fight them first regardless. Alright, neither of them battled us. So the question is, who do we fight first? I think the patrol is the easier fight. Because I think with their slow horse, the pikemen with their length advantage kill one of them round one. It sort of depends on when they start to gallop. I think they start to gallop round two. That's something I'm a little bit unclear on. And let me just see, I think one of the three had a very slow horse. Unfortunately, it's not on the chits here. But let's look in the rules here. Because I think one of the three patrol have a horse that has speed 7, and that would be the better one for the pikeman to take. Alright, where is the native groups? There was a chart. Yeah, here it is. Actually, 2 out of 3 of them have a speed 7 horse here. So, it'd be like P1 or PHQ have the even slower horse. So, I'll have the pikeman take P1. Let's get back to my combat view here. And we'll do this with deployment. No, I think we can lure. This is fine. So let's flip. We'll lure P1 with our crossbowmen if they... And we might actually swing at this one too as a dwarf. But if they don't change tactics, the L star won't hurt my medium and armored crossbowmen, so this seems fine. And then S2 can take... Oh, actually, now that P1's there, we'll take PHQ, who's got the slower horse. And P2's got the faster horse, so SHQ will take P2. And then we'll deploy. This is a bad feeling that Realmspeak is going to crash here any minute. Now here we go, deploy. And pikeman is going against PHQ. Deployment side, we'll do the M4 side. Don't think it matters. And I don't need to alert my weapon. I'm using a very fast sword. And I'm going to target the P1 here. All right, positioning. Might actually have to... So I don't think there's a way for me to save in the middle of combat, unfortunately. We'll just live with it, the slowness, but all right, so we're gonna position here, and so light star against a heavy unarmored horse. Any fight will do. So this H6 is fine. This positioning is fine. This positioning, I think this is fine as well. wonder if that guy should. No, I think this is fine. The faster side is better. Oh no, they do. They flip. The horse did flip. So yeah, I messed that up. I thought, yeah, it does matter. Unfortunately, this guy should be on his M4 side to undercut that horse. They're gonna re-roll or roll for tactics, so maybe we'll get lucky. I'm just gonna move him over here, see if we don't line up. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, combat's running. I think there might be an autosave too. So we could actually kill it and reopen from Birdsong. If I do that, I'll make a little cut and in the YouTube video and jump back to where we were. All right, so what did happen here? Got the horse, it's good. Here, crossbowman missed, but I killed the horse. And here, unfortunately, the pikemen flipped, so they both missed PHQ here. And we are on to round 2 of combat. And oh yeah, it's okay. PHQ still has a horse. So we want PHQ to probably go to SHQ. I can take one of these on my sheet. Maybe P1. Because they're slower on their M4 side and not a danger to me on their L4 side. So just take, and then I think everyone can swarm P2. And we'll hope that goes well. Yeah, so the guy with the horse at PHQ will take on SHQ because that's always a little trickier. And then we'll skip to deployment. And we'll deploy everybody else on to P2. All right, deploy on the H1 side. And see, deploying on the, I think the M4 side. And then the last one, we'll deploy, I think we'll deploy it on the H6 side here, just so they have a faster move speed. Although this is an M5, right? I think the last one was an M5, so I think it actually doesn't matter. I think we're gonna go in the faster attack speed. All right, so I can't alert my weapon here. I will target the one who's on my sheet. And we're gonna duck. And I think we cover ourselves here. This is fine, and this we just want to position people in as many boxes as possible. Yeah, that's M5, so I think this is fine. All right, so we lined up with and killed P1. SHQ killed the horse of PHQ, and here it looks like everybody missed everybody. Crossover decreased 3 levels. So now we just we swarm P2 we'll make sure that we deploy SHQ last, and that should be perfectly safe. Or I'll skip luring, and we'll deploy deploying SHQ last. Oh wait, P2's still alive too. Right. So I think I take PHQ on my sheet, maybe. We'll deploy everyone else to P2. Alright, deploying SHQ last to P2. You should be perfectly safe here. And I'm going to cover myself, so I'll attack PHQ. Alright, and again we'll go ahead. Actually, the L2 star could hurt us here. It's going to give us a wound, but... So another potential misplay here. Yeah, took a wound, but we got them. So they PHQ undercut us in the swing direction, which bypassed our helmet and did a wound to us, and then we got them afterward. That's okay. So what do we wound? It's the least useful. Probably one of these moves. This move H6 is pretty useless. Yeah, let's wound that. Alright, so now we have to fight the rogues. So how do we do this? So I think I take these sort of M3 guys on my sheet and put them in like three different places. Because they will damage my helmet and then destroy it if they line up. I could take the archer, but that's dangerous. I can also try and take out one of these before they hit me. But I think oh yeah, I could actually attack one of the assassins. Just try and limit damage, make sure that there aren't two in a stack that are going to hit me. I think that would work. Yeah. So what do we do? I think the pikemen line up well against the Great Axemen on their M4 side because they have length. Yeah, so we'll lure the axemen with the pikemen. And then I think I'll take the archer on the crossbowman, because the crossbowman will undercut the archer and potentially kill it. And I don't want to take that risk. And then SHQ can take... I don't know if it matters too much. Maybe one of the assassins here. Actually, we'll have the SHQ take one of the swordsmen because the SHQ can undercut them. And then I've got 4 on my sheet. So I think this is fine. And I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to target the assassin. One of the 2 assassins. I guess I'll target Rogue HQ. Just make sure they get killed. And I want to position them in a particular way here. So I want to duck. And I'm going to swing the living sword over here. I'm going to go ahead and put the assassin I'm targeting along with maybe another assassin here. And then I'll move the other ones in the other 2 positions. And now I'm guaranteeing that at most I take a damage to my helmet and a wound. Okay, let's see how this goes. Looks like we did pretty well. I did take damage and a wound. I guess that was pretty likely to happen. But the crossbowman killed the archer, and we got one of the 2 great axemen killed. The other one is going to be a little bit dangerous. Let's think about that. I think I have length on him, so maybe I take the great axeman now. But killing 4 of them, so now we're down to more even odds here. And I do have to wound another chit. Maybe wound this T6. Okay, so what do we have here? We have 1 axeman. I think I take the axeman, and then the other 3 get taken off my sheet by my hirelings here. So SHQ can take the most dangerous one, which I think is the assassin. So I'm going to lure from the dwarf's character sheet, and I'm going to lure the assassin off. And then we have 3 more. I'm going to take the great axeman because I think... let me make sure I have length on the axeman, because I'm sort of basing on that. Okay, whereas the great axeman has a length of 5, and the living sword is a thrusting sword. Oh, it's a length of 4. Okay, never mind. We actually do not have length on the great axeman, so we do not want to take the great axeman on our sheet. We want to do something else entirely. Good thing I looked that up. So who takes the great axeman now? On their H5 side, it's favorable against the pikemen still. If they flip, they're going to kill the pikemen. There's no way around that. We could do the crossbowmen, but they're heavy vulnerability, so that's actually a harder shot for the crossbowmen to take. So I think a pikeman has to take the great axeman. And that leaves 2 more. Let me see, with my duck and speed 3, we do have length in R3, so I think we take R3, which means we'll take R7. And who do we want to take the risk here? I think we'll have the crossman take the risk here. So luring R7. And then we'll deploy. Actually, may switch targets back to the pikeman here. I think not. I think only if you do more than 1 deployment. So deploying against R7 and deploying on the M4 side. All right, this all looks okay. All right, my target is R3. And auto positioning, and we're gonna duck. And we're gonna swing our living sword here. So that's fine, that's fine. I think that's all okay. All right, so R3 did come in and line up with us, but we had the speed advantage, so we take them out before they can damage our helmet. SHQ missed R5. The Axeman and S1 missed each other. And here, unfortunately, R7 did kill the crosswind, but then was killed by the pikeman. So, and the crosswind did manage to hit, but rolled a 5, so was unable to kill the rogue. So 1 down. so now I think we can... yeah, but what we can do is we can put the axemen onto somebody's sheet, and we can cover them. The dwarf can cover them with an alerted sword and keep them safe. So we'll have S2 take on the R1 here. And then we'll do the deployment trick here. We're going to deploy the pikemen first against R5. Deploy an M4, and then we'll deploy SHQ second, again on R5, and we'll do it on the T4 side. So, and then we can alert our weapon with fight H6, I guess. And then our target is going to be the Great Axeman. And positioning, I don't think it matters where we position because we're swinging the living sword at a speed of 2. So we're doing light, medium, overswinging, heavy damage against an unarmored target. And SHQ is not in any danger here, so I think we're fine. So we got them both. And yep, living sword goes first, speed of 2, kill R1 before they can threaten S2. And then here looks like both the pikemen and SHQ lined up with R5, and the pikemen got the kill with the longer pike. So that's some dead rogues. Lost one of our 4 soldiers, but I'm not too unhappy with that. I think I could have played it a little bit better and probably saved everyone's life, or saved a wound at least. Day 22. So we have to make it to the chapel safely. So maybe like moving to here and then moving and hiding or something, or potentially just buying drinks for the order. So we have a few days here to loot as much as we can off of the inn. So we're gonna do that separately. I'm gonna search twice, and SHQ is gonna search 4 times. And so this is day 22. Looting the clearing, breastplate, alchemist mixture, shield, and horse. Go ahead and trade that with the dwarf. Just make sure everything ends up in the dwarf's possessions here. And the horse will actually help us a little bit in getting over to the Bad Valley 2 in 1 turn. Although we can follow SHQ as well. Just double check here. Our term is 8, so we have them for the rest of the game. So the dwarf is going to search twice. Finds a horse and another horse. We'll go ahead and activate a couple things here. We'll activate a heavy horse that can carry us. We'll activate the breastplate. I'm going to sell all this stuff, but just in case native group shows up here, might as well have that stuff activated. Nothing shows up today. On to day 23. Day 23 is very much like day 22. Bunch of searches. All right, 9 items. Find the Scroll of Alchemy and quick boots, but unfortunately we cannot wear them. We are a heavy character. And Soldier HQ 7, so we found the Great Axe again. That's nice. Found the Lucky Charm, which is great. Dragon Fang necklace, doing well, and nothing. And it's going to trade all that over to the dwarf, who can go ahead and put that stuff on. Particularly the Lucky Charm. It's interesting. Control 1 dragon in purple. Not useful in this game, but it is a great treasure. All right, so day 24. I think we do some more searches here, because we have the Lucky Charm, which we need to activate. but that will help us pick up a few more things off of here. We have extra time. We just need to make sure we get there with time to trade with OHQ and sell everything we found. So 2 more searches here and 4 searches here. Rolling 1 dice, we found a helmet and a horse. And SHQ is going to have a hard time finding anything now. So I think that's it. I think we're not going to try and get the last 2 horses off of here. And we should have enough time, even an extra day here, to make it over there. So we'll get to Bad Valley next. So I guess we will follow SHQ, who can do 1 more search and 3 moves over to this safe space in Bad Valley. All right, so here comes the search. So we get a lucky find, nope, and then move over to Bad Valley 2. And we're following. All right, day 26. So we are going to have an extra day or 2 here. We could poke our head in the caves. But the important thing here is that we sell everything and also get our curse removed. So what do I want to hold on to? Like, I mean, there's some chance that we could get the Lancers, right? Yeah, the Lancers could show up. We don't want to fight the Lancers. There's just no way. We do have the Dragonfang necklace, which would be great to sell to the Lancers, though. We could kind of wait and just see if we get lucky. So we'd sell everything to the Order. And then see if the Lancers come to sell the Dragonfang necklace to them for an extra 12 fame here. I think it does actually matter. It gets us an extra point. Are we going to do any more combat, though? Like, do we need to hang on to anything else here? We're not going to fight the Lancers. We're not going to fight the Order. I don't think we have time to poke our head into the caves here, so I think this is the end of the game. We're going to sell everything except for the Dragonfang necklace, which we'll sell on the last day. And then we'll just hide and make sure we don't get battled by the Order here. So actually, we're not... let's keep the Lucky Charm activated. In fact, we can keep a horse activated too, because we're not going to sell this turn. Let's activate all this stuff here. We're going to hide, move with the Lucky Charm, and SHQ can follow. All right, so we successfully hide and then move to the chapel, so we should get our curse removed here. We're not going to buy drinks because we're hidden. And there goes the curse. Lancers did not show up. We have 2 knights here. If they show up tomorrow, we can trade that with them. So now we can deactivate everything. And I think we hide trade. And Soldier HQ can just hide a bunch of times, make sure they get hidden. We do hide, and then we're sort of like from hiding somehow selling to the Order here. We sell everything except for the Dragonfang necklace. That we'll hold on to just in case the Lancers show up tonight. Okay, get a bunch of gold. Up to 200 gold. We should have taken some gold probably as one of our requirements. We would have made out pretty well. And we're not buying drinks. Lancers do not show up, so I think what we do is we actually last day trade and just move out to this safe space in Bad Valley with the soldier following us. Okay, so last day oh, well, that was a mistake. It's fine. I just didn't sell that Dragonfang necklace, which has gives us 12 notoriety actually, and it counts as a great treasure. So maybe hanging on to it isn't the worst thing. Sort of depending on where our gold ends up. And that's the end of the game. So let's see how we did for score here. Got a score of 15. Pretty happy with that. As a dwarf, we did pretty well. We did get 1 point from the Great Treasure and 0 from spells. We met our fame requirement. Did not make the extra 2 fame we needed to get a bonus. There might have been something we sold that gave us 2 fame that we should have held on to. I think there's a lot of calculation you can do to sort of min-max scoring, and I tend not to do it. But we probably could have gotten up to 40, which would have given us an extra point and some extra bonus points. Notoriety, we did really well. We needed 40, and we ended up with 112. Actually, the 12 points of notoriety didn't help us here. But that gave us a total of 9, and then gold. Of course, we had tons. 201 minus our starting equipment of 23, so we ended up with 178. Which gave us 5 points. If we had put a point into gold there, or 2 points into gold, we would have gotten a lot of bonus points there. But yeah, 15 total final, so pretty happy with that. I think we probably could have done a little better here and there, but I'll take it. Thanks a lot for joining me, and I hope to see you next time when we continue with the next character in the series.